Hey everybody, just a quick note. We've had many inquiries on how to cook our cabbage rolls. Just want to let you know that our cabbage rolls are a cross between the German and the Ukrainian, not only in size, but how we cook them. German, I'm the German piece of the company, and we make big honkin' cabbage rolls, and we put a lot more meat into them and probably a lot less rice than what we put into our cabbage rolls now. So these cabbage rolls, again, are sized mid-sized. The Ukrainian cabbage rolls are just baby cabbage rolls. Ukrainian cabbage rolls are also done with just pork, flecks of pork throughout the rice. So very little meat in them. Often people will layer bacon on top of them when they cook. We don't sell those. We come up with a combination of the two cabbage rolls, and we do put, we make 6 different flavors. We make a rice and pork, rice and beef. We make a vegetarian. We make a keto, which is the cauliflower rice and beef. We make a quinoa ranch and a quinoa ranch bacon. Again, they're all the mid-size cabbage rolls. So I just want to show you quickly how we cook our cabbage rolls and how we recommend that you cook the cabbage rolls. The ones I have before me are the rice and beef cabbage rolls. We sell the sauce that you can buy separately from our cabbage rolls. And what you want to do is you can layer it too high. That's not a problem. We typically only cook ours a single layer across the bottom. You want to pack them in fairly tight into your casserole dish like such. Often we want to make sure that they're all going the same way. We've here today filled in the sides with the individual cabbage rolls as well, as long as you're not packing the sides in, because you want to be able to scoop them out when they're done. Having said that, we are going to take equal amounts of our sauce to equal amounts of just water, and we are going to mix the two together. Now, if you're cooking for yourself and you've picked up a dozen cabbage rolls, our suggestion is that you always cook all of your cabbage rolls at the same time so that it brings out the flavors. The more you cook together in the cabbage rolls, the more flavors are actually come out in them. And then what you don't eat, if you're on your own or just a couple people, you then refreeze in the sauce your cooked cabbage rolls, and then it's just a matter of warming them up. So you add equal amounts of water to equal amounts of the sauce, and you just pour that in. Now these are from frozen. These cabbage rolls are from frozen. Depending on your oven, you're looking at anywhere from an hour and a half to almost 2 hours. We use a pickled or a sour cabbage making our cabbage rolls. So if you was to just eat this, it would probably be or appear to be a little firmer or uncooked. And it's really not. What it does in the cooking process is it will really tenderize. So it's really important that you bake it long enough. Many people have said, oh, you know, I've heated it up for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. No, you need to bake it in an oven for up to an hour, hour and a half, depending on your oven, possibly even 2 hours. The more you cook in a pan, the longer you have to cook it. So once you've got your sauce on, you can top it off with a little more salt and pepper. I wouldn't. I'd wait to season it after it's been baked, just so that you have a sense of what the true flavor is. And then what we're going to do is just take some tin foil, aluminum foil, and you want the water or the liquid, your sauce, to come just to the top of the cabbage rolls, because once it gets boiling, simmering in the oven, it is going to cover your cabbage rolls, and it will reduce the amount of sauce as well and become a little thicker. So then we're just going to make sure that the edges are tight. You want a tight seal on it. And you're going to place it in your oven at 350, again from frozen, at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. From thawed, you can cut that cooking time down, but again, it depends on your oven. But it is a lengthier process than a lot of people realize. Hey everybody, so as you can see, the cabbage rolls have come out of the oven. We have cooked our cabbage rolls from frozen at 350 for an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on your oven. Poke the cabbage when it's done. It is tender cabbage, so poke it with a fork, poke it with a tip of a knife, toothpick, and you're going to see that it is they're perfectly done in this particular case. Now, if there's only one or two of you and you've bought a dozen, you've cooked them all up like we recommended, then what you want to do if you aren't going to eat them all within a few days is pack them up. This makes a great little lunch. Get yourself a container, throw some kubasau in there, and or some pierogies, maybe a salad. Take it for lunch, school, whatever works for you. But they are wonderfully done. We just want to remind you that it is a sour cabbage, that it's going to have a tang to it, or a pickled cabbage. It's going to have a tang to it. It is not made from a fresh head of cabbage. It is made from the pickled cabbage, which again, some of you are used to, some of you are not. And again, you can use our sauce, which is a standard tomato sauce. We call it a cabbage roll sauce. And or you can use something of your own. If you make your own spaghetti sauce, that goes great for the baking as well. You can also pick up anything from your store. If you have a tin of Hunts Italiana, something to that effect, you can cook them in that as well. Remember, cabbage rolls are more steamed than they are baked. So you want to make sure that they have an appropriate amount of liquid that just touches the top of the cabbage roll for when they start to boil, then they are indeed not overflowing from your pan. I hope that helps you guys. Just remembering our cabbage rolls are a combination between the Ukrainian and the German size and also the filling. We hope you enjoy.